If I fully understand the question, forced marriages, that means under certain pressure, the woman, she accepted, the marriage. And by this, she is really, I'm sorry, I feel pain, in my heart about these incidents because I came through some of them, and really I feel bad about them, The best thing, in my mind, which is too difficult, that she should consider this as a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and try firstly to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in her position. Her position, I'm quite sure, is much, much, much better than the position of Asiya Imra'at Fir'aun, the wife of Pharaoh. That unique woman, even though she was tested with hardship, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, she was, mashallah, successful to be one of the best for women ever, in the whole in all human people, And by this, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us about this particular woman? We are not similar to her, but we try to mimic her step, because some of the women's side, they may be exposed to this hardship. I would like to remind the women and the men, about this, just to make them more moderate, about looking about separation, and divorce, and you name it, okay? When I have a bad wife or someone has a bad husband, every misery he has in this life is going to relate it to this person. And when he plans to separate from this person, he expects to have everything changed for him. What is the reality? Most probably, nothing is going to be changed. And you are going to be as miserable as before, okay? Here, many of us may feel that because of certain position or certain person or whatever, that's why my life is too miserable, This is not the case, okay? And many of, I think both sides, they may try the second chance, the third chance, and it's going to be the same, okay? So the best, I'm quite sure that sometimes maybe intolerable, or imparable, to live with that particular person. But whenever there's a possibility to accept this burden, and try to live with him, this is going to be better for you. Why? Firstly, because you pleased Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the opposite is going to please Iblis. One of the most enjoyable action of Iblis, when he break one house, one Muslim house, a family, when he break a family, this is going to be one of the most victorious action, or enjoyable time for Iblis, okay? So I take it in the indirect way. That's mean when you try to keep up your house, especially when you have children, this is going to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Secondly, as I said, many of those matters that we look at them in the dark or black view, even though we may relate it to the other person, but this is not necessary to be the case, It may be test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when we try the second one and the third one, generally speaking, in this life, whatever position we are at, we tend to feel and experience what's bad about it and forget what's good about it. When we move to another situation, oh my God, the previous one was too good, and this and that. You did not figure them out, when you used to live with that particular person. But when you try to change him, you are going to find this is find the positive point, about that particular person. So that's why I am, in general speaking, hesitant, of having changed, what position Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you at. I would rather to instruct you to follow Sayyidah Asiya, try to be patient, try to hold your family together. And I see the woman as the major factor, in making the whole family unify and come together, get along with each other, not the man. The man has secondary role here. The major role of this, to keep the unification of the family, I look at women, as the most important factor in this regard, And unfortunately nowadays, because many of these women, they seek divorce, that's why you have this connection, all over the place, and you have the family problems, and you have wasted children, and you name it, And this is a real problem. And in my view, we should sacrifice some of our pleasant or good time, or comfortable, to make it work for everyone.